Dark piano echoes through an empty room. Slow heartbeat bass begins to rise. Distant folk and floating through the shadows. A storm waiting beneath the silence. You walked in like a beautiful disaster, looking like the answer to my prayers. I gave you every fragile piece inside me. You left them scattered everywhere. You kissed me like you needed saving, then pushed me closer to the edge. Now every memory tastes like poison, and every promise feels like theft. You said forever, you said my name. Now all that's left is just smoke inside my veins. You ruined loving me. You turned my heart into a crime scene. Now every touch feels dangerous. Every kiss feels incomplete. You ruined loving me. Now I don't know who I'm supposed to be. 'Cause every time somebody gets too close, I see you staring back at me. Your fingerprints still live inside my nightmares. Your lies still echo through my sleep. I hate the way I still remember everything you did to me. You made chaos feel like comfort, made heartbreak feel like home. Now I'm learning how to breathe again inside a world you left alone. You stole the version of me I knew. Now I'm rebuilding from the damage you put me through. You ruined loving me. You turned my heart into a crime scene. Now every touch feels dangerous. Every kiss feels incomplete. You ruined loving me. Now I don't know who I'm supposed to be. 'Cause every time somebody gets too close, I see you staring back at me. Maybe someday I'll forgive myself for mistaking pain for love. Maybe someday your shadow won't follow me anymore. But tonight you're still the ghost living underneath my skin. And every scar you left behind still feels like you could walk back in. You ruined loving me, but you don't know my broken pieces. One day I'll learn how to trust again. One day these wounds will stop bleeding. You ruined loving me, but you won't ruin who I'll be. 'Cause even after all your damage, I'm still finding me. The storm is fading, the silence remains, but my heart is finally learning how to be without your name. You always know the perfect timing. Every word felt smooth like wine. You painted heaven with Should've listened to my instincts. Should've seen the warning signs. But every red flag looked like roses. Every lie felt so divine. You pulled me closer with your disguise. I fell in love with your alibi. You're pretty when you lie. That's the reason I stayed too long. You look like an angel in the moonlight, while everything about you was wrong. You're pretty when you lie, and I hated how I love that side. Every broken promise sounded beautiful when it came from your lips at night. You kiss me after every heartbreak, like bandages made out of fire. You turned apologies into weapons and fed my loneliness desire. I kept believing every version of the truth you chose to sell. You gave me paradise for moments, then left me drowning in myself. You were perfection, like a mask, and I ignored every crack. You're pretty when you lie. That's the reason I stayed too long. You look like an angel in the moonlight, while everything about you was wrong. You're pretty when you lie, and I hated how I love that side. Every broken promise sounded beautiful when it came from your lips at night. Maybe beauty is dangerous. Maybe love can make you blind. Maybe I confused attention with someone worth my time. Now your reflection doesn't haunt me the way it used to do, but sometimes I still miss the fantasy of you. You're pretty when you lie, but I'm finally seeing through the smoke. You don't look like heaven anymore. Now I know the truth you never spoke. You're pretty when you lie, but beauty fades when trust dies, and every perfect illusion shattered the moment I opened my eyes. The moon still shines, the night still glows, but your magic disappeared the moment I let go. You called me beautiful at midnight, held my hand like you would stay, made me feel like I was chosen, then slowly walked away. You learned every part about me, every fear I tried to hide. Then twist like a weapon. The day you changed your mind, you built me up just to watch me fall. You made me feel like I was worth it all. Why'd you love me, then leave me, make me believe things you didn't mean? You painted forever across my heart, then disappeared without a trace. Why'd you love me, then leave me, turn my safe place into a memory? Now every song sounds different since you took your love away. Your hoodie still hangs in my closet, your pictures still live in my phone, and every corner of this apartment reminds me I'm alone. I replay every conversation, looking for where we broke, trying to find the moment you stopped needing us both. You held me close while letting go, and somehow I was the last to know. Why'd you love me, then leave me, make me believe things you didn't mean? You painted forever across my heart, then disappeared without a trace. Why'd you love me, then leave me, turn my safe place into a memory? Now every song sounds different since you took your love away. Was I just a chapter in a story you outgrew, while I was building futures around the thought of you? Maybe I love the version of you that never stayed. Maybe that's why I'm crying for someone who already walked away. Why'd you love me, then leave me, when I would've given everything? You broke my heart so quietly, I didn't hear the damage happening. Why'd you love me, then leave me? Now I'm learning how to heal again. And maybe someday I'll thank you for teaching me who I am. The lights are fading, the tears run dry, but some goodbyes never really say goodbye. Dark piano echoes through an empty apartment, distant sirens fading into the night. A slow heartbeat bass begins to pulse like a warning nobody listened to. Cold scents drift through the shadows, the sound of addiction dressed as love. Everybody told me I should leave you, said your love was gasoline and fire, but danger always looked attractive and chaos felt like my desire. You break my heart on every weekend, then kiss the pieces back in place. I kept confusing all the damage for something I couldn't replace. Every goodbye pulled me closer, every red flag made me want you more. I'm addicted to your damage, every scar still calls my name. You're the poison in my bloodstream, but I keep drinking anyway. Show up acting innocent. One text message at 2 in the morning, and suddenly my walls were gone again. You know exactly where my weakness lived. You know exactly what to say. And every time I almost healed, you found another way to stay. I hated you, I love you too, and somehow both were equally true. I'm addicted to your damage. Every scar still calls my name. You're the poison in my bloodstream, but I keep drinking anyway. I'm addicted to your damage, like a moth chasing a flame. I know you're bad for me, but I still crave the pain. Maybe I was never addicted to you. Maybe I was addicted to being needed. Maybe I stayed because loneliness was scarier than leaving. Now I'm standing in the wreckage of the person I once knew, trying to remember who I was before I fell for you. No more midnight apologies, no more temporary highs, no more fixing what you broke, no more beautiful lies. I was addicted to your damage, but I'm finally breaking free. The poison doesn't taste like heaven, now that I can finally see. Well, addicted to your damage, but your power's fading away, and for the first time in forever, I don't need the pain to stay. The silence feels different now. The night feels less cold, and my heart remembers how to beat on its own. Lonely piano echoes through the darkness, and mad exchanges slowly rise beneath the silence. Deep bass pulses like a restless heartbeat, cold sands drift through empty memories. Thunder rolls somewhere far away, the night feels dangerous, the night remembers everything. I deleted all your pictures, but your shadow never left. Every room filled with your perfume, every mirror feels possessed. I hear your name in crowded places, like a ghost inside my mind. And every time I almost heal, you somehow come back alive. You left your fingerprints on every part of me. Now even freedom feels incomplete. Your name tastes like poison, but I keep saying it anyway. Every memory burns like whiskey, going down but never fading away. Your name tastes like poison, running through my veins at night. I know it's killing me slowly, but I still crave one more bite. You turn my heart into an addiction, made chaos feel like destiny. Wrapped your lies in pretty ribbons and called it honesty. You always knew how to find me. Every time I start to move on, one message was enough to ruin everything I worked so hard on. You were the fire I couldn't escape. The sweetest mistake I ever made. Cinematic strings swelling higher, heavy drums crashing like a storm, my heart fighting its own addiction. Your name tastes like poison, but I'm learning how to let it go. The bitterness gets weaker, every day I love myself more. Your name tastes like poison, but it doesn't own me now. The spell's finally breaking and I'm stronger somehow. The poison fades, the night grows quiet, and your name finally loses its power over me. Rain taps gently against the window, a distant electric cries, and the clock keeps moving. But some memories never leave. I told myself I was over you at least 100 times this year. Deleted your number from my phone, but somehow you're still here. In every song I accidentally hear, in every place we used to go, in every version of the future that I'm still trying to let go. I should be stronger, I should be fine, but healing doesn't follow a straight line. I hate that I miss you after everything you put me through. I hate that your memory still feels like somewhere I belong. I hate that I miss you when I know I shouldn't do. After all the tears you caused, why does my heart still choose you? Your side of the bed feels colder even after all this time, and every midnight conversation still replays inside my mind. I know you're probably moving on, laughing somewhere without me, but part of me still checks my phone for messages I'll never see. I keep pretending that I've moved on, but some lies are harder to believe alone. I hate that I miss you after everything you put me through. I hate that your memory still feels like somewhere I belong. I hate that I miss you when I know I broken hearts don't forget, they simply learn new ways to beat. I hate that I miss you, but I don't need you anymore. And every day your shadow fades a little more than before. The rain is getting quieter, the night feels less alone, and for the first time I'm learning how to miss you without losing myself. The night feels beautiful, the night feels dangerous, and somehow they feel the same. You called me at 3 in the morning, said you couldn't stop thinking of me. I ignored the fact you disappeared for nearly 2 whole weeks. You showed up with flowers and excuses, like they could erase the pain. And somehow I let your smile convince me once again. Everybody warned me, everybody knew, but I kept mistaking chaos for the truth. Red flags look romantic when you're lonely enough. Every broken promise feels a little bit like love. Red flags look romantic under midnight city lights, and every warning sign seems beautiful when you're desperate to be loved tonight. You never gave me consistency, only moments that felt rare, and somehow I kept chasing the version of you that wasn't there. You made me earn your attention like affection was a prize, and every time you pulled away I wanted you more. Each time you gave me confusion, I called it passion. You gave me distance, I called it attraction. Red flags look romantic when you're lonely enough. Every broken promise feels a little bit like love. Red flags look romantic under midnight city lights, and every warning sign seems beautiful when you're desperate to be loved tonight. Maybe love isn't supposed to hurt the way you made it hurt. Maybe butterflies are warnings, not signs it's meant to work. Maybe peace feels unfamiliar after all the storms we've known. Maybe healing starts the moment we stop calling pain our home. can feel like war behind a beautiful door. The neon lights still glow, the city still shines, but the warning signs no longer look like love. The phone screen glows in the dark, waiting for a name that always comes too late. You never call me in the daytime, you never ask me how I've been, but every time you're drunk and lonely, you suddenly remember me again. 2:30 in the morning, my phone lights up on cue, a simple hey, are you awake? And somehow I already knew you only miss me when the party ends. You only need me when there's nobody else left. Text me when you're drunk, like you always do. Tell me all the things you never say when you're sober. Text me when you're drunk, pretend you still care. Not pretend I don't know. I'm only your midnight repair. You say you miss the way I loved you. You say nobody understands, but by the time the morning comes, you disappear again. You leave me hanging in the silence while I replay every word, trying to find a hidden meaning in promises I never heard. You're honest for a moment, then gone with the sunrise. I'm just a temporary comfort in your temporary life. Text me when you're drunk, like you always do. Tell me all the things you never say when you're sober. Text me when you're drunk, pretend you still care. Not pretend I don't know. I'm only your midnight repair. Maybe I should block your number, maybe I should let you go, but every late night notification still feels like hope. And that's the saddest part of everything we do. I know you'll break my heart again the moment I reply to you. A lonely heart, waiting for another text. Text me when you're drunk, but someday I won't answer. Someday your name won't make my heart beat race. Someday I'll stop confusing attention with something that feels like love. Text me when you're drunk, one last time if you must, but I'm tired of being your favorite mistake. The screen goes dark, the city falls asleep, and for the first time, I leave your message unread. outside the window, the storm feels familiar, just like us. We fought like every word was loaded, turned simple nights into a war, slamming doors and broken promises scattered across the floor. But somehow, in the middle of the damage, you pull me close again, and we'd mistake the chaos for something deeper than it was. Every goodbye became another reason to stay. We were beautifully toxic, like fire dancing in the rain. We knew we'd hurt each other, but we loved each other anyway. We were beautifully toxic, a masterpiece of wrong and right, the kind of love that burns forever, long after it survives the night. You knew exactly how to break me, and I knew all your weakest parts. We memorized each other's scars like maps inside our hearts. Nobody understood us, maybe that's because they could see the thing we spent years ignoring. The love shouldn't bleed. We called it passion, we called it fate, but maybe it was damage dressed up as something great. We were beautifully toxic, like fire dancing in the rain. We knew we'd hurt each other, but we loved each other anyway. We were beautifully toxic, a masterpiece of wrong and right, the kind of love that burns forever, long after it survives the night. Sometimes I miss the madness, sometimes I miss the fight, not because it made me happy, but because it made me feel alive. And maybe that's the hardest truth I've ever had to face. Some addictions wear a smile and call themselves love. We were beautifully toxic, but beauty couldn't save us. Eventually the fire consumed everything we built from trust. We were beautifully toxic, and maybe that's enough to know. Some people are unforgettable, not because they stay, but because they let you go. The storm finally passes, the silence remains, and somewhere in the wreckage I still hear your name. So through the morning light, gentle strings slowly rise in the distance. An electric guitar hums quietly like the beginning of something new. The storm is finally past, only silence remains, and somehow silence feels peaceful now. I used to hate the way you left me, the sleepless nights, the endless pain, the tears that filled my empty bedroom, the memories I couldn't erase. I spent so long blaming your shadow for everything I couldn't mend, until I realized the broken pieces were teaching me who I am. Every scar tells a story, every wound made me stronger. Thank you for the trauma, thank you for the pain. Without the nights you broke me, I would stay the same. Thank you for the heartbreak, thank you for goodbye. You taught me how to save myself when nobody else could try. You were never my forever, you were only my lesson, a chapter filled with fire, a temporary obsession. I thought losing you would end me, I thought I'd never survive, but here I am still breathing, still learning how to fly. You were the storm I couldn't control, but you were never the end of my story. Thank you for the trauma, thank you for the pain. Without the nights you broke me, I would've stayed the same. Thank you for the heartbreak, thank you for goodbye. You taught me how to save myself when nobody else could try. I don't forgive what happened, and I don't miss what we were, but I finally understand. Some endings are necessary, some people arrive as blessings, others arrive as warnings, and sometimes the people who hurt us teach us how to heal. Thank you for the trauma, for every tear I cry, because somewhere in the darkness I found the strength inside. Thank you for the heartbreak, for teaching me my worth. You didn't destroy me, you helped me be reborn. The sun breaks through the clouds, the storm fades into memory. Your name no longer hurts, your shadow no longer follows, and for the first time in a very long time, I choose myself. I choose myself.